Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're returning, if you're new, thanks for checking it out. This is Colorado Springs Small Engine Repair, and in this episode we're gonna tune up two Honda generators slash inverters, whatever you want to call them. And then we also have a little snapper snowblower that has a little 5.5 horsepower Tecumseh motor on it that was running and it just stopped. I did some quick investigation when the customer dropped it off, and the cap for the valve had pretty much ripped because the valves were adjusted incorrectly. So we're going to tear into that and see if it's worth fixing or not. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so we got this little 5.5 horsepower Tecumseh motor on a snapper, and it was brought to me the other day, and I did just a quick diagnostic with the customers here because they said it was running and it just stopped. They wanted to see if it was worth fixing or not. I pulled the cord and it was backfiring through the intake, and if you've seen my earlier video on the DeWalt generator, it was doing the same thing. So quickly I pulled off the valve cover, which is right here, and I looked at the intake valve, and this is the clip that holds the valve, and you can see that it just ripped right through it. So that means that the valves were out of adjustment. It was ran a long time. This part right here is not very expensive to replace, but my concern is that when the valve dropped, it hit the top of the piston and didn't do any other damage. So we're going to tear the top end of this motor apart and look at it first before we go and order any parts. Alright, got everything out of the way. Looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts that hold this head on. So the spark plug's kind of in the way. Well, let's take that off. Yeah, she's loose. That's why I loosened up the other day when I found the my push rod came out and almost went down the engine case. Get it back up here. There you go. Alright, so I think you can see that. Yeah, it's showing up on the camera. You can see where the valve hit the top of the piston. And the valve is bent. Like it's not even coming out. Yowzers. See where it rubbed there. I think that it'll be okay. I mean, there's divots in the top of the piston, not ideal, but I'm guessing if I turn the motor over, the piston's going to move freely. So let's check that. Just kind of slide this back on. Use the pull cord. Just looking to see if there's anything in the piston on the cylinder wall that's messed up. Looks fine. So the concern is this. Well, it's definitely did a number on it. I wish you could see it in the video, but probably not. But this valve is just, it is bent. I'm only going to suspect that the exhaust side is probably going to need to be replaced too, because might as well just do it while you're in here. But my concern is getting this one out. Yeah, see, it's like it's stuck because it's so bent. So that tells me the valve guide that's in there too is going to have to be replaced. How can I do this? I need a clamp or something. All right, I'll be back in a minute. All right, hopefully that does the trick. Oh yeah, she's bent. Yeah, the valve guide is broke too. Alright, we'll get that out of there next, and then we'll inspect the actual casting of the head, see if that's been ruined. Alright, hopefully you can see it, and this is what I was afraid of. As I was pounding out the valve guide, it is just distorting the head, and yeah, it ran too long in there and broke and started, you know, changing the shape of the casting for the head. So this one's going to need new valves, new springs, new retaining clips, new head. Yeah, it's going to need the whole shebang. I think these look fine. They look fine. Part of me wants to replace them too, because who knows how messed up they got during this whole thing. So we'll have to go put some pricing together and see if the customer wants to fix it. Alright, went and did some research on the parts for that snowblower motor, and by the time you get all the parts and labor, customer's looking at like almost 250 bucks to get it fixed. So left a message with them. We'll see if what they want to do. But while we're waiting on that, we're going to tune up a Honda 2000 inverter. I've actually got two of them. So one I'll kind of go step by step, show you what goes on, and then the other one we'll play fast forward. All right, let's get to work. All right, first thing we want to do is check the oil. And on these, you got to take off the cover. One little screw there, and the oil's right here. I think you can see that. You can see it. So I like to check the oil, make sure there's oil in them. Oh yeah, definitely oil. Oil that needs to be changed. That's the tune-up. Can't go back in there now. Kind of dusty. That's it. All right, it's gonna get loud. All right, check that air filter. And it looks really, really clean, which is pretty typical on a generator, unless it's been ran, you know, at a job site or out in the dirt. But these ones you can just wash and re-oil them. So we'll do that. All right, let's turn the gas on. Full choke. And they got the cover, it tells you which way the choke goes, so that way for full choke. And let's see. Really nothing you should have to do up here. Pretty sure there's gas in here. Ooh, maybe really, really old gas. Ooh. Stinky. Woo! That could be a problem. I'm going to take the spark plug cover off over here. Alright, more noise. There's a spark plug in it. That's encouraging. Ha. Spark plug looks halfway decent. Nothing. Alright, some of you might freak out, some people don't. I got some starting fluid. I'm going to spray some over there and see if it'll start. Just a little squirt in there. Nothing that's going to do crazy damage. Alright. Nice and warmed up now. Let's drain the oil. I'll show you how I do that. Got an old license plate. Kind of bend it around to what I need at the time. it doesn't go everywhere. You just gotta tilt this thing. It always makes a mess. There's no easy way to do this. Ooh, close. All right. So the oil's out. And then the oil just goes right back in there. And it's helpful to have a funnel. You just guess. That's what I do. I probably pour some. Let it all flow in. You do it enough, you kind of count. Once it's all in there, you just pull it out. And if there's too much, it'll just flow out like what it's doing. So see, I told you it's going to be a mess. It's okay. Not the end of the world. Just put the license plate back in there. It'll dribble. So yeah, if you put too much, it'll naturally flow out. And the way that this one works, I mean, the little lines that are on here, I mean, you just fill it all the way up till the bottom of the spout here. So give it a little tilt. And then just put that in once it's not coming out anymore. The plug does not want to go in easy. There it goes. I do not have the spark plug, so I actually just ordered that. It'll be here Tuesday. So we got the spark plug ordered. It's kind of a not an off size, but it's not a typical one I actually keep here that I use for like lawnmowers and things like that. So you just kind of clean it up best you can. It's gonna dribble. We got till Tuesday. For me, whatever day it is that you're watching, the air filter piece, just put that back in there. And then this is really clean. So I'm just gonna put some oil on it. And that oil just helps collect any dirt. You do not want dirt getting past it. So just a little spray. Put that back in. Put this back on. And we'll start it back up. Turn this back to on. Shouldn't have to choke it. It warmed up pretty good. All right, that's the basics of a tune-up. This is the second one, so we're going to fast forward through this one. All right, we're interluding here. That carburetor is rusted. I'm gonna bet that we're gonna have to replace it. I've seen them like this before. I try to clean them and they do not run right. I mean, that right there is rusted solid. So we'll try to give it a clean. I suspect we'll be ordering a carburetor. Listen how it's idling. All right, we did our best to try to clean that carburetor. When it's not on the eco throttle, when it's off, so it's just at higher RPM, it runs great. But as soon as you go on eco, it's so that carburetor was rusted really bad, so we tried. Best thing to do is just replace it because it should not run that way when it's on eco. It should just idle low and be smooth. So we're gonna throw a new carburetor in here. So that'll be coming up soon. All right, so we're gonna order that carburetor for that second inverter that we worked on. I got new spark plugs in the way for them, and then on the snowblower for that little 5.5 horsepower Tecumseh, the customer got back to me and he wants to go ahead and get the replacement parts and fix it, so we're gonna get that ordered. So upcoming episode, you'll see the generators and the snowblower in there again. So I thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down there, join our Discord server. I got that going, trying to get some people on there that are interested in small engine repair and all that. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.